Hey guys, and after a long grueling winter, the weather is finally warming up and my colonies are finally growing again. And during this long and boring winter, you guys have helped me achieve a massive milestone. Our channel is finally up to 200 subscribers. So this special video will be both for celebrating the coming of spring and the progress we have made as a channel. Enjoy! So first up will be an old favorite. Today, the oldest colony I have alive is my Fatality Megazaphala super colony. They currently have around 2,000 workers and over 50 queens. I'm expecting them to at least double in population in the coming months, and I'm hoping that they will produce a late during the nuptial flight season. I've heard that because of their genetic diversity, they will mate inside the nest and expand the super colony even further. I'm planning to buy a new Ants acrylic nest for them when they grow out of this nest, and when the extra large outworlds come back in stock. Now moving on, we have our Affino Gaster Longiceps founding colony. They have been really annoying and completely covered the viewing window with sand, so they're literally impossible to film and there's just no way I can tell how they are going, but I'm hoping they can move into an Ant small nest by the end of the year. Up next, I have my Anonochromama colony. They have recently just been more annoying than the Affino Gaster. It has just so happened that their outworld was a defect, and since discovering that they weren't as helpless as they thought, the colony has been sending out workers ever since. I have seen a few crawl into my open air Ratidopanera setup, and some even tried to find a way into my Fadoli's fortress. Most of the time though, they all head towards my jumping jack's hydration sponge, but now that I have moved them into one of my Empire of Ants wilderness outworlds, they cannot escape. Anyways, they now have around 12 workers and a bunch of larvae and pupae. Time for one of my newer colonies. This colony of Polarachus hookeri is now down to around 90 workers, but the queen has laid another batch of 3 eggs and the existing larvae still haven't been eaten. They have been devouring half a cricket every single day, so they should go back to their original size very soon. I'm trying to move them into a smaller nest, but so far they have been quite stubborn. What I have next is a colony that simply hasn't been behaving. My Lymphithma 6 queen super colony. They have been eating tons, but they just haven't been productive at all. No new eggs, and the brood pile is still just as small as ever. At least only one worker has died since the last update, which was over a month ago, so that's pretty good. On the other hand, my Chromatogaster super colony has been growing like crazy. They now have at least double the brood I caught them with, and that's no surprise considering there are over 20 queens, each pumping out eggs every day. If they manage to double their population by the end of the year, they will definitely need a new nest. Now, on to one of the most fascinating colonies I own. This is my new Camponotus concebrinus colony, one of the largest and hungriest colonies I own. Like my Chromatogaster, they are capable of devouring a whole cricket every single day. You can tell by how fat every single worker is. But for some reason, the queen has eaten nothing at all. She still hasn't laid any eggs, and I'm starting to get a bit concerned. Speaking of concebrinus, onto my one worker founding colony of them. They have been eating much more than anyone can imagine, but still, no eggs, and the larvae still haven't pupated. This colony is probably gonna stay small for a long time. But one colony that isn't going to stay small is my Erdemo Ants colony. They are like my Erdemo specnelli, except they are bigger and, in my opinion, much cooler. They currently have 40 plus workers, hundreds of larvae of all different shapes and sizes, and I think they even have a few new eggs. If they hold true to their reputation of being one of the fastest growing ant species in Australia, they should have more than 500 workers by the end of this growing season. Now, the next colony I'll be showing you guys is one that is basically the exact opposite of my Erdemo colony. My Camponotus Humilia queen has been lazy beyond belief, and she hasn't laid a single egg since I got her over 3 months ago. I'm just hoping she will lay soon. My other Camponotus loeni colony, however, is something else. They are quite active, and whenever I drop anything into their enclosure, a few dozen workers rush out with their jaws open, ready to defend their nest. I think the white-tongue nest I bought for them is too big, but hopefully they won't mind. Finishing off, we have everyone's favourite colony, my Mamicia Nigra Singta colony. This colony has been settling in much better than I expected, with only one death a week. The queen has been laying like crazy, and in the past month she has laid around 20 eggs. Her old batch of eggs have all hatched into cute little larvae, and I've noticed that the workers now come out a lot more often to forage. So that's all for this massive ant room tour. I still have a few test tube colonies, but those are too small and I really don't want to disturb them for filming. But anyways, thanks for watching and stay tuned for more.